Alright guys, first project of the season for the Asylum. I am going to attempt to make some buckets here full of gore. I bought some props, some cheap stuff off Amazon, which I'm going to use some foam and try to make this look as disgusting as possible. Anybody has any ideas, shoot them down below and I will try to video as I progress. Thanks. Alright, so step one is done. I had bought some styrofoam from Lowe's yesterday. Would not suggest it, it's very messy, but that's what I have, so I'm going to go with it. I did take these hands and cut them because they do have kind of this piece on the bottom that you're not going to see when I foam it all in. So I thought I'd use this for something, you know, another piece sticking out here somewhere. But I wanted to fill in as much of the bucket as possible with styrofoam, so I'm not just wasting a ton of foam spray on it. So on to the next step. I'm actually going to take these eyes, which are half eyes, and I'm going to try to fill the backs in and make like an eye optic nerve type thing on the back side. So we'll see how that comes. So I'm trying to get some of the more messier parts out of the way here with eyeballs. All I've done is take some paper towel, mixed in some silicone caulk with some old, very old bottle of blood, and hoping that it'll dry a kind of wet look. Obviously got some touching up to do. I want to make that look like it's kind of coming out of the bottom. I don't want that divide line between the paper towel and the eye, so I got to work on that. But yeah, I think they are pretty gory. On to part 3. This should give you an idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. I've got a couple more things I've got to add to it. Paint it. I'm going to build up some more foam. That was 2 cans of great stuff I used. Probably should have put more styrofoam down, but you know, this is kind of a work in process. So once this all dries, I'm going to add the rest of the parts that I've come up with. I found these fingers online and I kind of am painting them. But I don't want to add too much stuff to the foam yet because I still have to paint the foam, lay down a base color. So I know my spray painting skills and don't want it all over everything. So I'm going to put it down a layer of black and then kind of build the colors in the reds and whatnot. Then I'll hand paint. And then the idea is I've got the wet look, which I'm going to put over the whole thing, or I'm going to use clear silicone. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's kind of the intent, and these are going to be in the haunted house, kind of scattered. All right, thanks. All right, so I went ahead and finished it with some Loctite gap filler, which is completely different than great stuff. Comes out differently. It's got a different color. It looks to be setting differently, and by just playing around with it, I noticed it kind of has more of that stringy look to it. So I used a lot more of it, and it's pulled it, stretched it. It's almost like working with, if anybody knows what fluff is, it's just that sticky, gets over everything. So it's going to take a little longer to paint, but I think it's got a nice little effect to it. I lost some of the fingers and things, got trash, but I can just paint those, make them look a little gory. We'll see how it comes out. All right, today we're going to try to finish these up. I am painting and using silicone. I like the look of that silicone with the fake blood. So I'm kind of just smeared it all over after I put down my base coats. There's obviously some areas of white that I still need to fill in, and I'll get to that. And then I'm going to start gluing on some of my other body parts and bloodying those up as well. We're getting towards the end of this project. Just wanted to kind of show you some of that white stuff is actually the wet, right props wet is drying. I just got it all over my hands. I'm just trying to add a little bit more detail to it. And then I've got a couple of other little tricks. Did you ever know you can buy these on Amazon? So I'm going to add some of those. I've got some, as we say in Florida, palmetto bugs, but they're cockroaches. Pretty realistic looking. And I'll kind of dull those down, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it's coming out. I like the colors. Some of my paints have dried out, so I gotta order new ones, but combinations seem to be working pretty good. I gotta still fill in some of these little white spot areas. You can see that, but that's the foam that's coming through. So I've got perma-blood I'm gonna finish it with, and I'm gonna have it kind of dripping down the sides as well, so it'll give a good finished look. And they'll be ready for the haunt. All right, I'm gonna pretty much call this finished. I got a couple little things I'm gonna do to it, but nothing major, not anything that's gonna change it. I put the wet look on, a little bit runny, and it also is drying a little bit white, which I've never seen before. Hopefully it'll dry to a more of a clear color here soon. But got a good look to it. And a question to throw out to you guys this week: is there anything you can add to the perma-blood to make it a little bit thicker? As you can see, kind of when I was letting it bowl down the side, it kind of lost some of its power as it went down. So I would like to kind of add something so it's a slower drip. Any suggestions? Drop them in the comments. Hope you like this bucket of guts. And on to the next project. Thanks guys, have a great rest of your day.